Hey guys, welcome to the channel. This is Bolt from the Blue Tarot. My name is Sam, and I'm an intuitive reader. I channel messages for your highest good and the highest good of all. And I channeled some messages before this, and these are just some signs, symbols, possible synchronicities for you, maybe even some meaningful messages. If these haven't cropped up for you, keep a lookout for them in the next few days. You never know. So I saw like a illustration of a tangerine, like a cartoon style. So maybe it was for a sticker or something like that of a tangerine. I saw silver, like long silver blonde hair, braided into very skinny, delicate braids. I saw a large asteroid full of craters. Maybe it's a small moon. Red Jolly Rancher, maybe cherry or watermelon were the tastes that were coming through. E.T., the eponymous character from the movie E.T., the little alien. I saw a friendship bracelet with a bunch of different, like, mixed match of beads in different colors and sizes and letters and stuff. An extended wing made out of metal, and it was just like one wing, maybe like in depictions of Isis where she has the wings. It just looked like one of those wings, and it was like a silver, pewter kind of colored metal. And then a big trampoline with blue accent colors on it. And then I just saw a zebra, so I think this is going to be a very unique reading. I heard the song Express Yourself. Express Yourself. That one by Charles Wright. And I looked up the lyrics, and I like this part a lot. He says, it's not what you look like when you're doing what you're doing. It's what you're doing when you're doing what you look like you're doing. So one more time. It's not what you look like when you're doing what you're doing. It's what you're doing when you're doing what you look like you're doing. So this to me is about the purpose behind your action, your motivation, and the frame for your awareness as you do it. So for instance, it looks like I'm doing a tarot reading on YouTube, but my motivation is to channel messages for the highest good of all. And that affects how this comes through, the frequency that it has. So you look like you're watching a YouTube tarot reading, but really you're looking to connect with spirit, source, the wider universe, and maybe even a like-minded and loving presence in the form of the reader, and hear messages and lessons for your highest good. Or that's one possible motivation. Just remember, your motivation, your frame of mind, will alter the frequency that you bring to this, and that you're able to receive from me as well. So yeah, it's not what you look like when you're doing what you're doing. It's what you're doing when you're doing what you look like you're doing. So keep your motivations and the purpose behind your actions in mind, I think is how we're starting off this reading. As you can see, I've got a lot of decks here, and I just thought we're gonna have some fun and like pull a card from each deck maybe and see what story they all tell together. But first, we're gonna pull you guys an Animal Love Oracle card. This is the Animal Love Oracle cards deck by Nadine Gordon Taylor. She both wrote and illustrated this, which I always admire in an artist/writer. Oh, you guys, mermaid? How about that? I think there's only like two, what would you call them, mythical creatures in this entire book, and you guys are one of them. You're enchanting, you're unconventional, and you have strong convictions. I like this. I knew this was going to be a different reading, a unique reading, possibly even an unconventional reading. And maybe it's because of your mermaid energy. The strong convictions to me goes back to what you're doing when you're doing what it looks like you're doing. Yeah, I like this out a lot. I like the ripples. Those might be kind of hard to see, but I think this speaks to the ripple effect that you have when you're not just going through the motions, but you're doing something with a specific purpose, a purpose that has a like a high vibrational purpose, one that's in line with source. This is beautiful, you guys. I love the blue rose as well. Look into that, the blue rose. That might be specific for you. All right, let's see what the book says about mermaid energy really quick. I think they're right at the back, the mythical creatures. Oh, you guys, look, it's right after zebra, which was the animal I saw. That's cool. Oh, this is a wild card. We're about to do a wild card reading. It shows a mermaid, a half human, half fish, swimming towards a blue rose. The blue rose is my symbol for miracles, says the author. Mermaids have been part of human consciousness for a very long time. They live at a similar but different frequency, much like you and I. Let's see. Symbolism combines fish, water, and feminine energy. Fish speak of determination and a strong sense of self. They rarely slow down. They go at full speed toward what they believe in. Mermaids live in water. Water is considered a feminine element associated with emotion and intuition. It is more powerful than we realize because some scientists believe that it can be programmed just like a computer. Water crystals change when exposed to high or low frequency words. Before drinking or swimming in any water, send it loving thoughts. Mermaids think with their hearts. Symbolically, you may feel alone in your beliefs, but there are others out there like you. You have a profound understanding that life can be different. Trust the voice you hear inside that tells you that the outer world is not what it seems to be. It absolutely can change. When you receive this wild card, it means to unequivocally go for the gold. Believe in your visions of paradise on earth and all you need to do to achieve it. You were born with these dreams in your genes. All right. Be strong, independent, believe in magic. Remember to go where no one has gone before. You are more important than you realize. Swim with your mermaid towards your new positive timeline and be ready to receive your miracles. Here are some affirmations for you guys. Everything works out better than I imagined. I awaken to my role as the architect of my life. Miracles are a state of mind. They are possible when I believe in them. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. I love mermaid energy. This is great. I'm going to leave her there. All right, guys. We're going for gold. We're believing in our dreams. We're going to tell a patchwork tale to see what's going on for you, what advice we can get, see what Spirit wants to share for the highest good of all. Let's start with an archangel. Actually, shuffle these. I shuffled them all before the video, but I'm going to shuffle until it feels right. Jhadina. Ooh. So, some Pacific Islander imagery going on here. Jhadina. Got lizards, seabirds. He seems to be brandishing like a like a whip made out of stars, which is awesome. All right, so this is a character. Maybe this is you. We're going to find out. Which deck next? Yeah, okay. So this is the first Occult Tarot by Robert M. Place. This one wants to come out. Four of Swords. This could be a past ancestor. Mourning in remembrance of someone in your family line or of a tradition. Let's see what else we got. Next, we're going to do the Alchemical Tarot, also by Robert M. Place. The Tower. Look at that, the Tower. Interesting. All right, next, the Isabel Starlight Tarot deck, and this is the navy blue version. The Hierophant. All right, we're going to go the Oracle of Destiny next. Nails. Next, got 78 Tarot, Astral Tarot in Space. 10 of Wands. All right, what haven't we done? Okay. Modern Witch Tarot. Death. And finally, Epics of Hind. Sita's Devotion. Okay. Mermaid energy. You might feel like you're all alone. That's standing out to me from the mermaid message. What's gotten you to that point? I'm getting some frustration with organized religion. like the traditions of the past, the spiritual traditions of the past, mourning their loss, like the wisdom that's lost here, and the connection to source that's taught that every individual can establish. Like this having been put to rest in a way that's a real shame, that leaves people sort of begging for spiritual scraps from a human hierarchy of organized power. That has made people spiritually impoverished, thinking that these individual drops they're getting fed to them by this power structure are something similar to the numinous, and maybe not really knowing what they're missing. My feeling is like I'm getting a struggle, like tooth and nail kind of struggle, a real like tangible grappling with like a real emptiness that's been brought about by this power structure, just like a disappointment, a dissolution. And all of this struggle, oppression, and separateness has brought a death to devotion, has brought an end to like a feeling of a personal relationship with spirit, of being able to connect with source individually in any moment, and the practices that can get you into that mode more easily. I think this is telling like this is a collective reading, so it's always telling a collective tale. But this feels like a societal story. I suspect that a lot of people watching tarot readings have gone through something like this, whether they've been in a church structure and felt like, either this is outright wrong, or, I'm just not, this isn't feeding my soul, something is missing. Or, this is you philosophically from the outside saying this whole thing is broken. Like, and it's power structures that want to keep us from being able to connect to spirit, because it's empowering. You can literally change your reality. Okay. This is heavy. I feel a lot of disappointment, bitterness, sorrow. Like, I'm sorry, you guys. You are most likely someone who feels very deeply about this because you know how important it is. If not on a societal scale, you don't have to have ever thought of that. You just know how bitter it is for you, how unfulfilling this world that's been built around us is. All right. Well, hey, there's enough of this going around right now. I think this is palpable to all of us. What I'm interested in is getting some advice about next steps from ancestors to activate the light side of the Hierophant within each of us, the side that connects to Source themselves and is able to use that connection to alchemize and create a brighter world, not just for themselves, but for everyone. I've got a storybook deck. I'm going to grab. I wrote this one. I like this one for advice. These are just from stories that I enjoy, that taught me important lessons, or that came to my mind as I was writing these cards. Okay, this is the first time I've ever pulled this card. So this is Peter after the hypnotist has a heart attack. And this is from Office Space. This happens at the very beginning of the movie. And the hypnotist just tells him to go into a very relaxed state. And then has a heart attack and dies before he can wake Peter out of it. And anyone who knows about hypnosis knows this isn't how it works, but within the fictional Office Space story, he just stays in that state of like very relaxed, and he starts doing things that he wants to do instead of his boss at his 9 to 5 wants him to do. And he starts being authentic to his own desires and the needs of his body for sleep, and he stops playing small for other people or people pleasing. So this card asks, what if the only person you had to please was yourself? What if you chose not to feel guilty about it? It encourages you to live for you, to set boundaries for your free time. I think in terms of this reading, this advice resonates. The best way to fight the system is being honest and authentic. Our system wants cookie-cutter conformists who can be easily manipulated, cajoled, and otherwise, persuaded to maintain that system. So this is a reminder to withdraw your consent. I heard someone else on YouTube say that I do not consent is one of the most powerful mantra you can take up as a spiritual person. And then, especially if you've grown up in a religion, there's a certain amount of unlearning you have to do if you're now learning how to connect with Source in your own personal fashion. So there's some, with this story and with this card comes an encouragement to, our society is brainwashing us all the time through advertisements, just through like the conformity of other people, and you have to brainwash yourself. Like the brainwashing got us into this situation, but on a personal level, brainwashing can help to get you out. So at first, it's not going to feel authentic. But if you can get to the subconscious roots of it, subliminals, hypnosis, that sort of thing, then you give yourself a fighting chance. So look into those. There's lots of resources just on YouTube alone. If it's subliminals, make sure you have a transcript of what they're actually saying. But yeah, stop allowing other people to brainwash you and brainwash yourself for useful thoughts, ideas, belief structures. All right, let's see. I think one more piece of advice could potentially help you out. Let's see. Okay, LeVar Burton at the library. This is Reading Rainbow. And the card just says, take a look, it's in a book. So, you might be wondering, how do I work through all of this? Like this spiritual brainwashing or just like trauma around religion. And there, like, I don't have any specific book recommendations for you, but there must be 1,000 books about this. My recommendation is not to like go with the one that feels right, because often I'm directed to books that don't seem to have, like, they aren't a perfect fit for the problem that I'm looking to solve, but within their pages I find backdoors to solutions that work for me, or I find information that I wouldn't have otherwise. And it's because I listened to my intuition to find that book. I'm getting a ringing in my right ear. So yeah, someone needs to hear this. If you're like, there are 5 books that could tell me about this, go with your gut, go with your intuition. The one that you're like weirdly attracted to, even if the title and subtitle don't seem correct, because those titles and subtitles are often reworked by editors, and not written by the actual authors. So you might, and they're written to sell, so you might get, sometimes the titles are a little skewed. So go by feel, ask to be shown the resources that you need, and they will come to you, and then commit to actually reading the thing. If books are difficult for you, I get it. Audiobooks, or even, like, I have learned so much just on YouTube. You can learn a lot from a lot of knowledgeable people, and lots of different perspectives, which is really what you need, especially if you've, been brought up in this, or you're used to this dogma, right? A good prescription to fight dogma is just a lot of different perspectives, and then you can sift them through your own faculties and your own intuition and see what resonates with you, and then, like breadcrumbs, follow those, because Spirit is showing you the way that way. All right, guys. This is a reading where I just want to say thank you for doing the healing work you're doing. Good luck with your healing work, and yeah, keep showing up and doing it. And don't give up on yourself. Your ancestors will thank you for finding your way back to a spirituality that is true for you. All right, guys. Love you. Take care.